One important thing to bear in mind when it comes to creating content online is that you do not need Hollywood level production in order to be able to make good impact. A lot of businesses I speak to are kind of nervous or scared about doing things like video marketing because they aren't quite sure about how they can go and create content that's really, that top level quality. And what I say to that is that obviously aspiring to grow the quality of your production over time is really important, and there are lots of ways you can do that, but at the same time authentic content that you record on your cell phone, for example, can perform very well indeed. And really, when it comes to content quality, there's a bit of a spectrum. There's way down one end content that's just rubbish, that we've probably all seen it before. A business has filmed something and you can't hear the audio and the camera's all over the show and it looks terrible. And you can go all the way through to businesses that basically are producing Oscar award winning productions. You want to sit somewhere in the middle, and you'll often find that you're going to start off at the lower end when you get started. If you've got a cell phone, you're 90% of the way there with regards to having a basic setup to actually go out and produce some content that can benefit your potential customers and get more awareness and get more consideration for your brand. If you add on some simple things like a lavalier microphone and a tripod, suddenly you really enhance the quality. If you learn a little bit about camera placement and lighting and all those kind of things, you really improve the quality again. If you do some simple editing, once again you're going to step up that professionalism. But what's important to bear in mind is that as long as you're communicating a valuable message and in a decent enough standard, that's a good enough starting point. You don't have to have things perfect in order to start. If you go for perfection, what you're probably going to find is two things. One is it's going to cost you a whole lot more because you might invest in a whole lot of expensive equipment and learn how to use it, or you've got to pay professionals to do everything for you, and that's going to cause problems from a budget side of things. And secondly, the other problem you'll encounter is that it's probably going to take you too long to get started, and you actually need to get some runs on the board. You kind of have to get the ball rolling and start producing in a reasonable volume. If you produce one piece of total blockbuster quality content every 2 years, for example, because that's all you can afford to do, that's probably going to have less impact than doing something every week that you film in an authentic manner and you do a little bit of editing and tweaking and you make it look good enough and you put it up online. Because as long as the message, the underlying value of what you're communicating is there, most of your audience will be happy enough with that, and then you can work on improving things over time. So yeah, if you want to create content, you'll put off doing it because you don't think you can produce it to a high enough standard, I would say don't worry. As long as it is good enough to get started with, you should be doing it, and then you should be looking to improve over time. If you've got any questions, please do let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.